All right. That is the new Day in the Life with Solana intro. And I am Solana, Reverend Sherry. I go by many names, but today I am, oops, on the wrong screen, of course. I am going to just take you all down through a little bit of what I have been going over, looking into, because again, I don't just sit here and tell y'all what I'm doing. I do what I say I'm going to do, and I do what I tell you you should do, even. However you want to say it, however you want to see it. I don't just talk about things I don't know about, and that being the point, that we don't need to be talking about things we don't know about, right? I mean, we all have ideas, we all have feelings, and typically we ignore those things, and we listen too much to other people's opinions, and really, oh, it can be a crazy time. And so we need to look at all the different things that are out there and that are starting to make themselves known to what's happening in our world today. And I don't know if you all know or not, but for many, many miles, many, many months, for a very long time, people have been talking about the energy that's going around our planet and the things that are taking place. I mean, it's just like getting to be global now. And of course, I'm going to put all the links to everything I'm going to be talking about down below. We're going to talk about the energy that's going on, how that affects us on social media, and on our day to day, even just driving around in our cars and having our radio and our cell phones with us. Um, and then we're going to talk about how that affects us and what certain things can be a proof of that, which is, I think right now the best proof we have is the QAnon movement. I don't know, again, how many of you have been watching that, but we're going to get into that in just a little bit. But this, again, was published July 14th on Secure Team 10. And again, I'm not going to play the whole thing or listen to everything they're saying, but you guys can go check it out, the links for yourself. But this energy that started moving Houston, again, this was in July of 2018. First time the energy moved around, but it's starting to be picked up on satellite. It's starting to be, more well known. It's really coming to light about all the different ways that they're tracking the energy on this planet. Again, these videos and the links that they will provide will give you the actual links to the locations, the companies that are tracking everything. And again, it causes all kinds of different things. And energetically, everyone thinks everyone is everything's so energy out there, but they forget to look at themselves. And this just happens to be. I'm going to pause it right here because this just happens to be not too far from where I live. You see this right up here? It says Katy, and then Brookshire right over here. Yeah, I live right on the other side of the Brookshire, over in Sealy. And so I was very fascinated to hear about this and see what they were talking about. Because again, I'm an energy worker, is what we call it. I'm a God's army, God's warrior, and I do a lot of energy work. And I feel that energy. I don't know about you guys, but I know we can feel. We need to know we can feel these things. And so energetically, I feel even when I get on the computer, I feel the algorithms and the bots. That's one example, though. And again, you can check this out. The link will be provided on the video at the end of this live stream. But this is Secure Team. Great job that he does over there. I've been watching his videos for a long time, and he does a lot of alien UFO stuff, which again we're gonna get to. We're gonna talk about that. But I want to go back this way. This is another great interview to watch, just because David Jacobs, if for those of you that are in the ufology type of world, Dr. David Jacobs has been documenting a lot of the UFO phenomenon going on. You can find that over at Richard Dolan. He interviewed Dr. Javer and Dr. Jacobs, and Richard Dolan himself. You know, another man to follow because he's been documenting the UFO phenomenon for many, many years. And I think a lot of this energy has to do with that alien technology. And again, you know, as we move on to the next video here, this was done in November. And again, it's about the strange energy that was sweeping across the globe on November 11th. And again, oh, let me make that. These videos, sorry, I had these queued in, and of course, as soon as you started, the video ads start. In any case, this is from MRMBB333. You can go check out his site. He published this up again about the strange energy that was, you know, recorded at depths below the Earth's surface, not just a wave of energy that happened November 11th that swept across the planet. Nobody really felt it because it was a frequency that typically they, you know, can detect before an earthquake. However, there was no subsequent earthquake that particular day, but the way that it moved across the planet, again, many people are documenting it. I think even Mr. MBB here has links directly to the frequency. You'll have to look that up. He has that directly linked to the frequency, but it's being recorded. It's showing up on all the different regions across the planet, all the different countries. And again, these things are being recorded. You got to ask yourself, why were they recording energy? But they're constantly, for different reasons that they tell us, are recording the energy. So that's another good one to go and check out. Again, worldwide mystery here. And again, this was from Secure Team, published again the end of November. It happened in the early parts of November. Everyone didn't feel it again, but everyone talks about it now. Everyone's talking about it. What exactly is this energy that is just off the charts? And it's, again, not frequent. You know, that, like, you know, people can feel before an earthquake, or dogs feel before an earthquake, or that they record before an earthquake. It's on a different tone. It's on a different frequency level. More, you know, like they say in Sedona, where you've got different vortexes you can go visit. They've got one there that is a subliminal. It's a subconscious vortex. You can't feel it the way you feel the other ones, but you know, it's subconscious. So we have different frequencies within us. That's why I think the chakras are so important. But again, you can check this out on Secure Team. Just an amazing wave of energy that was recorded. And the other interesting part for those Q followers, these were in bursts of 17 seconds. Bursts of 17 seconds. Burst of 17 seconds. And so, you know, that's another interesting thing for the Q followers, because again, Q, everyone says, is the 17th letter of the alphabet. So again, you can check out Secure Team here. This is Worldwide Mystery. Event just happened. We never felt it. And again, energetically, I think people did feel it. I have several who have told me that on that day, they felt more of a need to pray. And again, it was a call to prayer that was with like no fear. It was just like a call to prayer, like a call to that energy frequency and that vibration of our connection we have with the Great Spirit, God, whatever you want to call him. The creator, source. And so this is another one, another odd anomaly. Again, that just starts, you know, if you can go check out Secure Team, he'll show you the Google Earth patch that this was taken from, and the video more about it, but different type of anomaly of energy being picked up. And again, these are different types that are typically filled with different types of ionizations. So that they can ionize that area, so that a different, you know, certain type of the satellite radar can pick up the area that they are. And again, energy, all this stuff we talk about energetically, um, is just amazing to me because we all talk about how all this energy is here, but we don't want to own it itself. And again, this is from Destroying the Illusion. He does over there as well. And again, trying to get past his. This is, hang on, Mama. I am live today. Oh, no, thank you, ma'am. I'll get some after I'm done, but thank you. Okay. I love my mama. Again, energy, distortions and stuff. We just got to keep working right through them, right? This is another anomaly, they call it, the worldwide wave that we all felt. And again, this is from December 13th, that this was posted on the Sharp Edge, that he's showing us over here through Destroying the Illusion. But again, all these different types of energy waves, are just being picked up, and they're massive. Again, look how big this is. They're going all across the planet. And again, what are we feeling it, or what do we feel? What are we doing? And what's really going on? Because energetically, we can say that look at all this stuff that this is picking up, but what is it doing to us in our moment, in our frequency, in the right here, right now? What does it do to us? And again, what we want to say is that right now we're witnessing the 3 Ps, and again, that is propaganda, predictive programming. This stuff isn't new. This energy and things is just being picked up in our senses now. And we're being made known to, hey, this is different. Something must be going on here. Something happening because I see this energy, and I feel this energy. And I really wish people could, get in that energy with me and understand what we're dealing with here. And it's not just about the physical stuff that we, have the side effects from it. What are we going through? What are we really dealing with here? And how's this going to affect us? Does it affect us? Do you feel affected? I know that my clients feel affected. And again, I, deal with people on so many different levels of affliction of this, we'll call it, because we do feel side effects. We do have moments where, we're fine one moment and then boom, we're not all of a sudden. I mean, we could be, driving in a car, listening to some music, and we're fine one moment, and then boom, all of a sudden we're not. And so if we have to realize that there is an energetic war going on. Energetic weapons are being used against us and for us. Because again, I always like to say that we do have those that are here helping us, and those that are here watching, and those that are here, pushing their own agenda. And their own agenda has been going on for thousands of years. I mean, we can take it back as far as you want to, but if you want to just go back as far as the United States was created, and the years leading up to that, we're only talking about 300 years here. And so, what have we done though? In that 300 years, we have what? We have just the um, you know, what is it called? I want to call it affliction. I keep wanting to call it affliction because it's a war mentality. We are afflicted, infected, infiltrated, manipulated into an energetic war that we have no idea what they're doing. And again, it's 2018. I mean, I have been watching this stuff pretty much all my life. I've been watching this stuff. I'm an Army brat. I experienced, whew, oh my goodness, all kinds of stuff on the bases that my dad was stationed at. And again, I was, born in Germany, and we traveled across the United States from, a young age, and so from birth until I was, 11 years old or so. And so between those 11 years, though, oh my goodness, the things that I witnessed. And I got to tell you, the things that I witnessed, most people want to deny my experiences. Sorry. My experiences are not up for debate. However, what I do want to show, though, is, that I've had these experiences, and by the grace of God go I, because yes, I have seen oh my goodness, I've seen heartaches. I've seen loss. I've seen, you know, oh my God, just family breaking up. I've witnessed so much. This lifetime, I feel like I've lived several lifetimes. But I also witnessed UFOs at a young age. But my first UFO was not, what most people want to describe as their first experience, because it wasn't. It was on an army base. It was on a base. It was coming out of a hangar. Mm. And so I wasn't abducted by it. It was one of ours. The abductions, though, didn't start much long after that. And so I've seen these UFOs, and since I was little, but I thought they were ours. I didn't know any different. I didn't think about aliens, at that young age. I just thought they were, because I knew my dad was a pilot, so I just thought, well, this is something that he must be flying, because this is pretty cool. But again, I was living on a base that was doing a lot of secret programs, a lot of secret experiments. Today they're known. At the time, it was a secret base, um, but definitely had moments of what the heck was that? Because I saw all kinds of things there. That's where I first started seeing what I want to call ghosts now. I didn't call them ghosts then. I didn't know what they were. I just knew that I was having people appear to me that looked real, and they didn't look transparent. They looked just as real as any other person that I encountered. However, they didn't look the same. They, again, look like cowboys in Indian time. Because we're talking here, and again, my age, I'm February 29, but according to the, geology of it all, I'm 55. So we're talking the late 80s, early 70s, that this was happening to me. And that's when I started seeing devils and demons, and all kinds of things were making themselves known to me. And I didn't know what to think of it at the time. Of course, I tell people about it, and they, mom, sisters, whatever, and they denied, except for one sister. Thank goodness, because I like to say that one sister is probably one of my saving graces, because of her memory of it as well. She reinforced my memory of it. So I was able to retain, a lot of everything. It's like, even when I do readings today, I retain. I don't forget what I say, or don't not know in the moment, because I'm observing. Again, I remove myself, so I observe. So I've been observing this energy my whole life, and different things about it made me look into HARP. I started looking into HARP back in 2005. And at the time, you could see all of HARP's patents listed on their website for mind control, weather control. It was all listed right there. And I wish that I had downloaded. I'd been through a couple computers since then, but anyway, wished I had downloaded and been able to, keep track of that, put it on a disc or something. Because now they don't list it. They don't want you to know. But HARP is one of the ways that they can put out energy. I've been privy to information that they tap onto your brain waves, and they can track you through your brain waves. They don't have to go looking for you. They want to find you. They know right where you're at. They know how to find you. And so, that information, put together with all of my experiences. Again, I don't want to sit here and tell you speculations. I don't want to sit here and conjecture. I don't want to sit here and debate, because I'm not talking about things that I am speculating about. I'm talking about my experiences. And so, in my experiences are up for conversation, but they're not up for a debate, because they're my experiences. And unfortunately, we are a society that if you don't experience it, then you don't, know it's happening. And that's why a lot of the things that are happening today are energetic. We're through their cell phone, whether it's through your computer, your smart TV, your radio. They limit frequencies for ham radio. They limit frequencies now for analog antenna television, which, by the way, you can still get. Okay, I don't think you can't tap that new TV into your analog and still receive, because that frequency is still there. Again, they know how to control and manipulate those frequencies so that you're only on so much of a bandwidth. Again, that's why they only give so much of a bandwidth for sites on the internet. And why a lot of things on the internet are connected. You can tell, you can figure it out for yourself simply by thinking about, something off the wall. Think about, like one day I just thought about toe fungus. So I needed some toe fungus, ads to start popping up. And sure enough, toe fungus ads started popping up. That's just one of the examples. And I've talked to many people who recognize that as well. They'll go look at a site and they may not necessarily like anything on that site, but I guarantee you for the next 8 hours, that's all you're going to see in your news feed or ads for that site. Because again, they have algorithms and bots that track everything that we do on the internet or your cell phone, whatever app you're on. They all have um, algorithms and bots placed in them. They have nanotechnology placed in them. So this technology can actually do a lot more than just track you. This stuff can actually send frequencies and um, through your phone through it to you. Make you think about things like going on to Facebook. Sometimes people say it's depressing. Yeah, because they've got algorithms that are keeping you depressed because one of their biggest supporters is probably a pharmaceutical company. The drug companies are really big into the advertising, right? And so advertising has been proven to be what? Predictive and propaganda. So they put things out there for you to think about. They put things in the algorithms. Another good example of that was the other day, I was dealing with someone who um, was having what they wanted to call possession. They totally felt possessed. They totally felt, that energy was demonic, and that's one of the things I do. I'm considered a demonologist because I help remove demons. But again, I teach you how to do it. I can't do the work for you, but I can identify, observe, remove in the moment, and then teach you how to keep yourself clear. But in any case, starting to go into that, they wanted to go on to Facebook Messenger and do the connection and do the experience with me. And just a few minutes before that call took place or that connection took place, I always start connecting before. It's my practice to, do my sage and call in my directions, and then connect and start reading, a good, 10 minutes before I actually connect to the person, place thing, whatever I'm connecting to. And so anyway, a few minutes before, I started getting all, shaky, shaking in my boots kind of energy. And of course, I had to stop for a second because again, in the moment, you got to recognize. Because again, this is what I do, and so I have no fear, no hesitation in doing it. And so whenever I feel that energy, that shaking, that bubbling coming up, I know it's not mine. I feel that energy, that entity that is messing with the frequency to start to shake in their boots because they know that as soon as I get going, that there's not going to be much more to what they can control in that person's life. As soon as I teach them the tools, to keep themselves clear and clean, they do it on the 24/7 after that. So they shake in their boots, and I feel it, and I stop in that moment and I say, "I feel you. I feel you shaking in your boots, and you have every right to because you know what's about to happen." And again, I don't just blast them out of existence anymore. God has asked me to send his unruly children to him. So that's what I do. I send it up and away to him. And so, in saying that, the algorithms, the bots, they were there. I could feel them and I had to move on. I asked him for a phone number that I could call him on because I wasn't about to do that, you know, um, that exercise with him while we were on Facebook. We had to get off of Facebook. So all of these things that we're talking about here energetically, again, this is 2018, people. You should know this stuff. And again, you're programmed to look the other way. You're programmed to not want to pay attention to what, they are putting out. They want you to, again, see what they're doing because they put everything in plain sight. I don't know if you've heard that before, but they hide everything in plain sight. They tell you what they're going to do. Um, They tell you exactly how they're gonna do it. They use it entertainment, to, trick you to, looking into it. Gonna say, "Oh, that's just, a movie," or that's someone's great imagination. But no, that is definitely, more to it than that because it's more about, ooh, my God, that's an energy that's been being put out for a long, long time, and we're just now calling it things like HARP and CERN and all the work they're doing energetically, microwave, laser. We can go on and on. But again, this is 2018. Energy weapon is real. Energy wars are real. We're proof of it. We are proof of it. We feel it. We just, have been programmed to deny it and look away from it and dismiss it, ignore it. But what happens when you ignore the bully on the playground? Seriously, that bully takes over. And then so before you know it, you're just caught up in whatever it is that the narrative is being pushed. It's like that's why I stopped watching the news like 20 years ago. I had felt the negativity was just all negative, negative, negative. And again, unless it was something that they liked and they wanted to push, like, I can't believe how, sympathetically, emotionally, even the commercials got for prescription pills. Like, this is not going to save you people. This is going to put you in more harm's way. But they don't tell you that because they want to sell their pill. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot we go through. So energetically, I had to get off Facebook, and I do that occasionally, and it's okay. It's okay to get off the social media. It's okay not to play your video games. It's okay to not have your TV on. It's okay not to even have music going because, again, some of the music has been infiltrated and a lot of subliminal stuff is sent through that frequency as well. They've infiltrated in so many ways, especially in our food system. We all know and been told that GMO and Monsanto, we all know these words, but again, we're programmed and we can only, go by what's being supplied to us. So, that's that we're all, kind of complacent in that we don't, grow our own food, raise our own cattle, raise whatever food products it is that you want. They used to do that, a long time ago, but they made sure that that stopped by paying off the farmers. But I digress. That's another part of their plan frequency to take over everything that's been happening for a long time. And so we get into, what are we doing today, energetically? Well, like I've been saying, we do a lot of energy work. We put ourselves in that frequency of being clean and clear through our chakra system, and just knowing that that's the key to keeping our, keeping our sanity, just making it through this. Because again, I'm with all of you. I have felt, everything that we're all going through. We're all feeling it, and feeling like, less than depression, all these things have been just bombarded on us. At the same time, we're living somebody else's reality. We're living someone else's lies. We find out all the time that we're being lied to. I mean, the people that we trust the most are the people that have just, been blowing us away with the revelations the last few months, especially about the churches. And again, information not new to me, known about it. But it's devastating to a lot of people because they've been brainwashed and trained not to even pay attention to these people. And so one of the other things I want to talk about, though, is in that energy of, seeing UFOs and things like that. Again, I feel energetically things have been shifting the last couple of years. And so before we get over to Q, which I want to talk about that and get over there and show you guys exactly what I've seen through the algorithms and the bots over there as well. But we have been like living this filtered life of, well, this is what's reality. This isn't. If you don't think that this is reality, then you're a conspiracy theorist, or, but again, I'm not talking to you about things that I don't know. I'm not talking to you about things that I haven't seen. Because I can't. If I don't know about it, I can't talk about it. I'm not one of those bullshitters that, oops, sorry. I'm not one of those that just make up things and, move and, make it up as we go along. I don't need to. I experience enough without needing to go through all that. And so having that energy and the frequency and the lie, you don't even know what's real, what's not, when we're talking about UFOs. And that's why you get called a conspiracy theorist. That's why we keep going through the back and forth. Are they real? Are they not real? Are they ours? Are they not ours? And and again, from my experience, they're both. They're real and they're not real. They are ours and they're not ours. And there's good and bad, just like there is out in this world. That frequency is everywhere, and it's a battle, and not just in this planet, but on many other solar systems. And again, we're not the only ones alive, but we are in this bubble, and we'll get into that bubble in just a minute too, about how they put things out there and when they allow things in. I've not seen like a lot of UFOs when there's a bunch of chemtrails in the sky, if you want to call them, whatever you want to call them. Those things that they shoot out of jets and turns into clouds, and it's more like a curtain. A curtain. It's more like a curtain. It's more like a dome. Again, they hidden it in plain sight on you, and they made a show about the dome. Yeah, watch that. So anyway, when I first started seeing UFOs, they were the disc shaped. They were with the dome like on the top of it, and the rest of it disc shaped, and would see that they were very fast. I mean, they'd come out of the hangar and then just taxi over just a little way, and then boof, take off. They didn't go to the runway. They just took off from right there. Um, there was no need, for a runway. They didn't need one, because I used to lay there over by the runway, and just to hear the jets take off. I still to this day love watching airplanes and jets and things fly and take off. But I used to lay there, and that's how I saw them, because my sister and I were laying there one day, and instead of a jet coming out of the hangar, this round disc came out. I didn't call it a UFO. I just knew everything to be an airplane or a jet. So I just thought it must be some kind of new airplane or jet. I was young, we're talking 60s. I had no knowledge, no previous knowledge of all this stuff, other than my father's helicopter. I did get to see that up close and personal, but not a lot. But in any case, I used to lay there and love to watch it. So seeing that UFO come out of there and then seeing them fly around, especially those shaped that are discs, and the triangle, those are ours. Those are what I've seen to be ours. I, on this knowledge, I am to share it. Because again, seeing things like that, I'm going to show you this quick video of what I saw in 2016. And then we're going to move on to the frequency of the algorithms and the bots that want to keep you away from this information. They want to make you think that, we're the only ones out here, that what they want to call aliens or all some, bad reptilians. Again, reptilians are real, but they're not all bad. They're not all bad. The species out there, they look like us. They look like human. They they walk among us. They look human, and they already here. But again, you're programmed to not even want to talk about them. You dismiss, you ignore, you debate, you deny, and it's not your fault. It's part of the programming. So this is what I saw. Was during an encounter that I had in September 5th and 6th, 2 different nights in a row, having, I'm always outside. I'm always looking up. Having looked up my entire life, I'm always outside. So when I saw these things come in, I was just like, whoa, because I'd never seen anything like these on these, 2 different nights. So this one, again, I'm not an artist. And this was more like filled in with all this brilliant color. This that was flowing around this UFO. There were 7 what I want to call propulsion systems. They didn't look like portals. They weren't windows. I didn't see anybody standing inside of them. And they were all just like, this plasmic energy of all these different brilliant colors. All these different pastel colors is what they look closer to. And they were huge. They were huge. I mean, my street is pretty big, trees that are 30, 40 feet tall in this neighborhood. And this energy just came flying in. And again, I say everything's energy, whether it's a craft, an entity, a person, everything to me is energy. So I saw the first one come flying in, and they were coming in really fast. I mean, it was not like a plane coming in, where you can stand there and watch it, come in from quite the distance, and as it approaches, it gets a little faster, But no, these came in quick, and they flew by and out of my vision really quick. But they kept going south. I saw one come in, and then after I saw the first one come in, I couldn't believe it. It was like, here comes the second one, and then there was a third one, and then just minutes before. And let me slow that down and take that back, because this one, just minutes before the third one came flying in, there was this egg-shaped craft that was flying just a little further back than what this UFO looked like. And so when that one flying in, and then that one went down, and then here comes that third one behind it, and then there was another egg-shaped UFO that came in. So there was two egg-shaped UFOs that night, and three of the cigar-shaped UFOs. And again, I literally stood out in my driveway, in my street. I was standing in my street, just rubbing my eyes. And what did I do? Did I really just see that? I've never seen anything so brilliant, so beautiful, and so mysterious. Like, what is that? A different type of propulsion system that was just beyond anything I'd ever seen. Like, the closest was the triangle UFOs, with those, the round lights that they look like lights, but that's actually looked like that's what was moving the ship. And I didn't see the other side of it. There could have been 7 more on that side as well. But there's definitely 7 that I counted on the side that I saw. And again, they were all flowing in that beautiful color. And the next night, though, really blew me away. It's just something told me, get out there and wait, and stand out there and wait. Just wait, because something's going to come out. So about the same time that I had been out the night before, I went ahead and just stood outside. But again, the camera didn't pick it up, did not pick up. But this one, I saw the egg shape come in. So it felt like more like that egg shape one was, what's it called? Like an escort, right? Like an escort. Like, this one felt like ours. This one felt more like our UFO. And then this one that came in, though, and again, we're talking, 35, 40-foot trees standing here. This one came in like a freaking comet. It came in like a comet. I thought, boom, we're gone. We're dead. This thing's going to hit. But no, it transformed into this starship. And this starship had first looked like, because again, it was morphing and changing as it moved. It looked like an atom. It looked like it had, but at first it looked like just an L-shaped cigar. I mean, it was just incredible. It was huge. And it was moving just as fast. And I thought I got the money shot when I had my camera going, because I had it right there. But no, it wasn't the money shot, and it was gone. So, yeah, the cylinders and the egg shaped that I saw, the starship, I don't know what else to call it. It was 7 pointed. And I've got different pictures of it, memories of that. But I saw it over Palm Harbor, Florida, on September 5th and 6th, around 10:15 p.m. Eastern time. Both evenings, it was around the same time. And I went again after this happened. I'm like, where could they have been going? Because they didn't take the typical turn as you're coming from the north, coming in south. You typically would turn to the east to go towards MacDill Air Force Base. Or if you're coming in from the west, you're going to go east into Tampa Airport, or you're going to go over to Orlando. I mean, I saw all that kind of flight pattern coming in, and these things just kept going straight. To me, they did not turn. They didn't make that turn for MacDill Air. They just kept going. So I looked on Google Earth where they would be going, and from what I saw, they would go right over, and they could go all the way down to Antarctica. And that made so much sense to me, because at that time, and especially July, August of 2016, there was a lot of activity, a lot of people going down to Antarctica. I don't know if y'all remember or not, but even before the election, Kerry went down there. Buzz went down there. There's several, high officials were down in Antarctica. And then I saw these come in September. And again, feeling like, energetically things are shifting, something's happening. And so that's what led me going into even more about, the chemtrails. And, because I keep saying, no matter who's in control, as long as those entities that are in control, and they're trying our hardest to send us into these different wars. We have these ionosphere skies that you can also look up into. There's books written about the chemtrails, and that they're actually a weapon that actually can prevent other rockets and blast coming into our atmosphere. Oh, so much going on energetically. Nobody's looking at, nobody's talking about. Instead, they get really caught up though in things that are physically happening. I mean, and then they get distorted and confused because it's not happening as fast as they would like it to. I want to go over here real quick, just so we can check out what everyone has been going gaga about. And again, it's been in the mainstream news as one of the biggest conspiracy influencers of our time. And if you haven't heard about Q, here's the address, qanon.pub is where you can go to get the latest updates. And again, Q started back October of 2017. And so for the last year and a couple months now, he's been just dropping a bunch of breadcrumbs, is what they call it. I mean, because again, it's all this different 8chan talk and all these, all these different, words and stuff that we don't use because we're not, involved in these chans. As they call them, this is where this individual started dropping all this information. And you can go back. I mean, and again, people are like, don't believe Q, don't, Q is a LARP. Q's, a LARP. A LARP is another, word that they use for someone who's just acting out in inappropriate, given disinformation instead of, the real stuff that's going on in the world. But at the same time, yeah, those that I've talked to about this Q movement are so into it, not because it's, some mysterious, could be some intelligence behind it, working directly with, the President Trump and all that good psyop stuff, and spy game things that they get us, hooked up into, which I'll talk about the hookup here in a minute. But if you look at all the stuff that's going on Q for yourself, don't listen to other people and what they're saying. Go read it. If you don't understand it, look it up. But all the stuff that they're talking about here is kind of real life stuff. I mean, there's not like this isn't full of a bunch of disinformation from what I have been able to, see. Again, I'm someone who's been looking into all the corruption in Washington D.C. For the better part of 20 years now. I've been protesting the two-party system. I stopped voting Republican and Democrat 20 years ago. I'm still registered Democrat, if you can believe it. I got to change that as soon as I get everything changed over here to Texas. I'm going to burn my Democratic card. I'm going to list myself as a Republican just so I can participate, because if you're not listed as one or the other, you don't get to participate in the primaries. So anyway, again, I digress. I've been looking into this stuff. I'm an Army brat. I've got some, not just intel, not some informants, but experiences that I've had. Yes, ma'am. Oh no, thank you. I have my water. Thank you, though. Um, yeah, she knows. She know, and we just move on with life because this is what we have to do in this world. We have to maneuver through it. It's not something that we just get to come out here and have a good time with. There's so much going on. I mean, if you want to live up in the woods all by yourself and keep yourself enclosed in your house, yeah, you have fun with that. I choose to live. I want to live. I want to live this life. I don't want to be all caught up in the. Oh, in any case, the stuff is on this queue is not new. The people who follow it, however, like, these people right here from all around the world that's going on in Paris. the yellow jacket that's been happening here is, just proof that Q is showing up everywhere. Even in the UK when they were doing their protesting, they're all wearing Q stuff. So Q has become a household name, and it's been listed as one of the most influential movements that we have in this century. And again, it's tens of millions of people are now following this. And when it first started, again, people were starting to like decode, because a lot of the stuff that he, throws out here for you, you kind of have to read between the lines. There's kind of like decoding going on. And again, you can find any kind of information out there about the decodes. Reddick, X22 report, Corey Diggs, Corey's Diggs. There's all kinds of people out there now that are talking about what's happening in the world, and the political world, and the corruption that kind of verify what Q is telling you. So don't get all caught up in thinking that Q is this disinformation, and but because everyone's like, well, Q doesn't talk about the real people in control. Because again, the real people in control have themselves set up to where all these other people are their puppets. They do their bidding for them. And so the stuff that's going on here with the Q, again, check it out for yourself, because it is not something that is just going to go away, because there is so much more happening as far as the information coming out and how it's being verified. And so there you go, stop that. Turn you to me, because again, the stuff that's out there, you can go and look at yourself. What I want to talk about is the effects that this is having on us, the energy, even myself. Okay, there was at one point where I was looking at Q, and it was like I was starting to feel, I could actually start to sense when Q has posted. All right. Now, anytime I have any kind of experience like that, I'm like, oh, okay, red flags, there's red flags. Because I'm energetically, I don't need to be that connected to nobody. It isn't right here in my own house. So I have to go in and look at the actual energy behind it. And so, of course, I felt the algorithms, I felt the bots. I had to disconnect energetically from that connection. And that's with everything. That's what we have to do, is be able to disconnect energetically. Now, it's not that I still don't go on and look, but now I go on at my leisure. Because it was like, you can become obsessive. That's what happens. You can get obsessive with this information. You can get obsessive with that site. And we do it with many sites. We get obsessive with those sites because we're feeling the algorithms. We're feeling the frequency, the energy that is putting out. And so in order to stop that, we have to energetically see that it is an energy war, and then we have to disconnect ourselves from that, so that we can be involved, we can be aware, but it's not going to feed us any kind of fear or any kind of bubbling. Whenever we feel that, we got to realize that that's not us. We're connecting to something else that's putting off that energy, especially when we're happy-go-lucky, and then all of a sudden, boom, you ain't so happy-go-lucky. We need to realize that it's not our energy that we're feeling. So we have to disconnect from that energetically. And again, we need to be aware, we need to be in prayer. And again, we're to be in prayer, 24/7 is what it said we're supposed to be doing. But again, we can't be 24/7. So that's for our higher self to do. So we just log that up in our prayer, that we pray for the world. We pray for this energy to, remove itself from our being. And that, energetically is happening. That's what you can feel it. You feel the bubble. You feel the aggression. And it's like, come on, post something that's controversial on the internet today, and you're going to feel the aggression of everybody in denial. Everybody programmed not to look at that. Everybody programmed to look away. Everybody that's been infiltrated by the propaganda, the predictive programming. And it's been coming on for hundreds of years. And so that's the message today, to take that with you, though. Check out the videos that I have. I'll list them again on this link for the coming up, or rather the video you can go check out next, and that'll be the connecting and grounding. Get to know your energy system so that you're not affected by these energetic weapons. Um, that you can look at things, you can view things and detach emotionally so that you can observe them and see what it is, and then apply that to your life, and take that and take it with you, and move yourself through your good intentions, living your golden rule, and doing what you need to do for you, and not be all caught up in the modern day next drama. That's why I say we're modern day survivors. And so we have to energetically move past all of this, energetically get in touch in frequencies that are edifying, and that keep your mojo, that keep you going, that keep you, instead of being depleted, instead of being, feeling low and down and depressed. We need to move away from those algorithms. And again, they're not just on the internet. This is just one way that they really can focus it out on us, is through the computers, the phone. But it's outside too. Like I was telling everybody the other day, I still have birds that flying into the side of my trailer. And I believe it's because the 3G that my wireless is putting out is throwing off their sonar. It's messing with frequencies. If you don't believe that, then look that up too. I mean, don't take my word for it. Experience it for yourself. I'm just letting you know about my experiences and about what I'm doing to combat and to survive this energetic war. So, like us, subscribe, comment, let us know what you're dealing with, and we'll leave the tools so that you can see how we're coping and maneuvering through. So be well, be blessed, but most importantly, just be, and know that you're always protected. That's one thing that's always been there for me. By the grace of God, go I. So I'm praying that you go as well, not in fear, no hesitation. Step into your knowing, becoming aware, and dealing with it, maneuvering through, and surviving it. So, have a good one. We'll see you all later. Our 7 p.m. Premiere of our modern day survivors' experiences with Solana. Our first full reading that we did with Miss Carla. That was quite the experience. And so I look forward to seeing that with you all tonight at 7. So we'll see you then.